G'day, Kenny Thompson from Simrad, here to talk to you about echo sounders and what you can really do to get the most out of them. So the Simrad NSS, this is the Evo3 we're running on this boat over here at the moment, is running what we call the S5100 sounder module. If you don't have the sounder module, still a fantastic sonar. What will happen is if you try to run high and low chirp on your screen, if you try to adjust the range on one, it'll adjust it on the other. But off of Vanuatu, where we are at the moment, there's some pretty deep water out here. Sometimes you don't want to see, say, the high chirp in deep water. You just want to see the top part of the water column, and you want to see the low to see the bottom and see if there's those big fish hanging on the seabed. To do that with the S5100, you can independently control both of those ranges and without interfering with the other side. So even right now, I'm trying not to get excited. Day one here in Vanuatu, and there's fish all over the sonar. On the high chirp, it's got a real wide cone angle on this particular transducer, so we can see these nice big fish arches. On the low chirp, which is a narrower cone angle, more designed for the deeper water fish, the fish show up a lot smaller on there. That's why I like to be able to have a split screen, so you can see decent sized fish on the high chirp versus the definition you get on the low chirp. The high chirp, perfect for, say, on this 1 kilowatt transducer, that top 150, 200 meters. After that, it will still work, but everything will start to fade off a fair bit. Whereas on the low chirp, really doesn't get into its own until that sort of, say, 50 to 100 meters, and then after that, it just keeps getting better until you pretty much hit off the shelf. As we were talking about as well with the S5100, to be able to independently control those ranges, the high chirp, in 200 meters of water, the bottom's pretty much going to start to fade out. There won't be much there, and you won't see that sea life down on the seabed as easy. Whereas the low chirp will still show you those fish really strong down in that sort of depth. But if we're looking at that top, say, 50, 100 meters, trying to raise a marlin up to the boat or something, that's when you change the range to that sort of top part of the water column on high chirp, still get the full definition, high target separation, which is awesome when you see the fish stacked right on top of each other. That's what you get with the high frequency chirp. Low frequency chirp, showing you those fish down deep. So to be able to have both on the screen at the same time, it's really important, I believe. So as I was saying, the Simrad NSS Evo3, inbuilt sonar, dual 1 kilowatt, fantastic, okay? But if you want to adjust the range on one, it will change on the other side. If you're serious with your offshore game fishing, you really need to have the S5100 module. It's got 3 by 3 kilowatt outputs on the actual box itself. And to be able to adjust those independent ranges on low chirp or high chirp without affecting the other one is really important when you're offshore game fishing.